New month, December, the emerging vision, the emerging world, something. Today, building anew. Frederick Douglass said this. He said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken adults. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken adults. So most of us have not had the advantage or the luxury of being reared in this philosophy. I know most of us who came from another faith tradition. Yeah, see, it's kind of like all of us. There are very few of us that have been reared in this philosophy of ours, which states that we are original blessings and we are not original sinners. We are the beloved of the most beloved. You know, we are loved unconditionally by the Creator. Let's face it, folks, God loves us. God's just crazy about us. You know, if God had a refrigerator, our picture would be on it. You know, I mean, that's all there is to it. God is unconditional love. God is unconditional love for its creations, and we are that. We are that. And can you feel that? When you go through your day, can you feel that? Do you know that at the depth of your being, at the core of your soul? Do you remember that? We're never alone. We are always surrounded by this power and presence. We are always surrounded by this unconditional love. Always. And do we remember it? Do we always remember it when we're going through a day? I don't know about you, but I don't. I forget. You know? And the reason why I think I forget is because sometimes, and I know this isn't all the times, but I know sometimes it's because I'm living out of my past. It's because I'm living out of my past. I'm out picturing over and over and over again something out of my past, bringing it into my present, as Ernest Holmes said, with monotonous regularity. With monotonous regularity. You know, even if I'm having a new experience, I'm mentally going through my little Rolodex, trying to pick out something that's similar so I'll know how to respond to it, right? And that goes to show you how old I am, too, because I said Rolodex, and half of you are looking at me like, what the hell's a Rolodex? Okay. How about we have a new experience and we go through the computer files and we pick out one that's familiar to us. It's the same situation. Oh yeah, I know how to respond to this because it's the same situation as this one from my past. Oh right, I remember how to deal with this because I've had this before, and it's out of our past. So almost everything that happens to us happens, and we pull from it what we need to know to get through it based from the past. Based from the past. And haven't you decided, or maybe, I don't know, are you with me in deciding we are no longer going to travel life's roads looking in the rearview mirror, but instead let's look out the windshield? You with me? Okay, because it's not serving us to keep looking to the past to try to determine what to do in the present. We're ready to rebuild right here, right now. Are you ready to rebuild right here, right now? Now? We are not our past. We have a past. All of us have a past, but we are not our past. And Ernest Holmes said, principle is not bound by precedent. How many of you have heard that? It's an old saying. He's said it forever and always. Principle is not bound by precedent, but what does it mean? Really, I mean, have we stopped and really taken the time to kind of deconstruct that and understand what it means? Principle is not bound by precedent. It does not matter what has come before. It does not matter. Principle, first cause, volition, spirit, unconditional love, God, whatever you want to call it. Ernest Holmes called it principle. Principle is not bound by anything, certainly not past. But principle is not bound by precedent. Principle, God, is not limited in any way by what has come before in our lives. Not limited by any experiences we have had in the past. Principal God in our lives is free to create anything in the present and in the future. It is free to create anything through the law. It is free to create anything we put into it. The only ones who feel bound by the past is us. We are the only ones that are bound by our past. We are the only ones who think, I've always gotten this, I guess this is all I'm going to get. It's always been like this, I guess it's always going to be like this. Those are our thoughts. Principle, Spirit, God as us, God within us, that seed of perfection that's nestled within us, that's not the truth of that. That's not the truth of Spirit. It's the truth that we tell ourselves. It's the little facts. Well, I've always gotten this, I'll always get that. We are the ones who close down our options, and we're always closing them down based on what has come before, based on our own past experiences. Spirit doesn't do it to us. Parents didn't do it. The government doesn't do it. Our boss doesn't do it. Our children didn't do it to us. Our spouse doesn't do it to us. We are the only ones that limit our experience of Spirit in our lives in the present based on our past. We're the ones who limit ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I'm really, really done with that. I'm really done with it. I'm tired of outpicturing the same old thing from the past in my present, just because I had a past. I'm ready to rebuild. I'm ready to rebuild. I'm ready for something new. My life begins today. My thoughts, new thoughts, begin today. I am reborn today in this moment, in this life, unfettered, unbound by what my experiences have been in the past. Are you with me? Thank you. Thank you. The past has no power here. It's sort of like Glinda the Good Witch. Be off with you. You have no power here. That's right. The past has no power over us. It only has the power we give it. It only has the power we give it. Are you through giving your past power over your present? Yes. Oh, come on, say it. Yes. All right. Okay, so here's the thing. Where do we start? This is a practical spirituality, right? So we're going to start living fully and freely in the present moment. How do we begin to empower ourselves right here, right now, in this present moment? I will give you a hint. It's the F word. Forgiveness. Ah, see? Yes, I said it. It's the F word. Forgiveness. Ernest Holmes said this in Creative Mind and Success. He said, as law works without variation, so does the law of attraction work the same way. All we have to do is drop the undesired thing from our thought, forgive ourselves, and start anew. Wow. And that's why Ernest Holmes said this philosophy is very, very simple, but not easy. That's all we have to do. Drop the negative thing from our thought, forgive ourselves, and start anew. 3 really, really powerful steps. But we have to do them. Simple, but maybe not easy, because we're really, really attached to our outrage, aren't we? And we're attached to our indignation, and we're attached to our betrayals. And by golly, we're not going to forgive that person because they don't deserve it. Because they hurt us, and it's all their fault, and I'm miserable. So I'm going to hold them hostage for the rest of my life. The only problem with that is when we're holding them in the jail of their betrayal, who's holding the key? We are. So we have to stay back there with them all the time. We don't get to move forward. We don't get to live in the present moment because we have to be back there with them. If we're going to jail them in their own unskilled behaviors, we have to be back there with them holding the key. And then we don't get to move on. I want to release people from their past mistakes. I'm going to release people from their least skilled behaviors in my life because it frees me. It doesn't do anything for the other person. They don't even have to know you forgave them. They may not even be alive. That's okay too. We can forgive people from our past who are no longer here because we're doing it for ourselves. We forgive other people. We set people free from their least skilled behaviors in our lives, and we give it to ourselves. Forgiveness is self-forgiveness. All forgiveness is self-forgiveness. When we free other people from the mistakes they made in the past, we are freeing ourselves from that very same past. And we're giving ourselves permission to be fully present in the now, in this moment. Are you tired of living in the past? Are you tired of what Ernest Holmes said, dragging around the rotting corpse of your past along with you? God, what a picture that is. Are we finished with that? Yes, absolutely. And can you feel the power of that? You know, it is so much easier to drop it. It's so much easier, it's so much freeing to drop what you have been grasping and hanging on and holding on to. It takes so much more energy to keep dragging this stuff around with you. No wonder why you're tired. You go to the bank and the supermarket in one day and you need a nap. That's why, because half of you is living 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whenever it started, right? You've got your energy spread out over how many decades? You're holding people hostage your whole life in different time zones, in different states, in different countries. No wonder why we're exhausted. It's time to drop it, and come fully present into the now. And we do that by forgiving. We release people from the jail that we created for them. We release people from their most unskilled behaviors. Yeah, they hurt us, fine. And we forgive them, we forgive ourselves. And we come fully present into this moment. It doesn't mean you have to call them up and have coffee with them. I'm not saying that. Well, and if they're dead, it'd be really hard. Just thought of. I'm not saying you have to be best buds. You know, some people come into our lives for reasons, and some people leave our lives for reasons. And that's okay. But the forgiveness, the release is for ourselves. It's for ourselves. So we don't hold ourselves hostage by events of our past. That's active forgiveness. That gives us permission to move forward in life. Are you willing to do that? That's step one, yay. Step one, completed, check. Forgiveness, active forgiveness. And you know what happens? You forgive these people and everything's wonderful, and all of a sudden a thought pops up and you go, why, that wizard. Oh, right, I remember I forgave them. And then you do the forgiveness thing again, okay? Because it does happen that way. We forget. And we come up with that feeling again, and it's like, why, I oughta, you know? And then you practice forgiveness again. And then you practice forgiveness again. And you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again until when? Yeah, well, gone maybe, or until they have what? Safe passage through your mind. When you can think of this person and they have safe passage through your mind, you've forgiven them. You can see them. They can wander through. They're not leaving their dirty footprints all over your brain anymore. They have been given safe passage through your mind. Wonderful. And so we keep doing it, and we keep doing it until we're done. Step two. Now we've forgiven all these people from the past. We are free. We are fully present. We are right here, right now. Who are we? Who are we that are fully present, fully here in this moment? Well, you've released all your attachments to the past. So then who are you now? You have released all that. You have forgiven. You have moved on. You are no longer a product of your resentments. So who are you now? There is a card inside of your bulletin. It looks like this. On the left-hand side, it says people I admire. If you didn't get a bulletin, you don't have the card, I have cards. Anybody need them? Would you hand some out? Thanks. Because this is a group exercise. On the left-hand side of the card, it says people I admire. I want you to write the names of 3 people you admire down the left-hand side. They could be famous, they could be family members, they can be alive, they can be deceased, they can be fictional. Doesn't matter. 3 people that you admire down the left-hand side. Everybody have pens? I know we have pens around here too. Thanks, Paul. So have you thought of 3 people you admire? Maybe friends, maybe coworkers, maybe Albert Einstein, maybe Jesus, I don't know. It can be anybody, any 3 people. People in your personal life, famous people, dead people, fictional people, maybe someone from your favorite story. 3 people. You got it? You have them in mind or on the paper? On the right-hand side, it says qualities these people have. So there's 3 lines for each person. So you're going to list adjectives. You're going to list qualities. You admire this person for a reason. So what is that quality that that person has that you admire? Maybe courage or wisdom or mysticism or something. There are some qualities that that person has that you admire. So just going to write three adjectives about each one of those people. Maybe they're loving or brave or whatever it is that you admire in those people. So you'll have 3 qualities for each person. It's getting really quiet in here. Good, I'm glad. They can be the same qualities too, I forgot to say that. If you admire some people and some of them are the same, if there's 2 people on your list and both of them acted very courageously, you can put courage in, more than one spot. It's okay if some of those qualities repeat. When you're finished, you should have 3 people and 9 qualities. And like I said, it's okay if some of the qualities have repeated, that's okay. Sometimes we're drawn to certain people that have certain qualities, and it's kind of the same, like Ernest Holmes, Emma Curtis Hopkins. I don't know, I would put mysticism on both, They're mystics, I love that. So how we doing? We're getting there? When you look down that list of qualities, what I would like you to do is circle the top 5 qualities, the ones that you really, really resonate with. Of all 9 of those qualities, just circle the top 5 most important ones to you or most meaningful to you. You're with me? When you have those top 5 qualities, I would like you to turn the card over, and I want you to write those 5 qualities on that line. There's a line right in the middle of the card. Just write those 5 qualities. So the back of your card reads, I have come here to be, and then there's your list of 5 qualities. I have come here to be wise, courageous, loving, brave, whatever those 5 qualities are on your card. This is who I am. This is who I am. The reason why those people you admire those people, the reason why you find them admirable, they're qualities that are found within you. They are qualities inside you that are being reflected back. You admire that person for wisdom that is within you. It is being reflected back to you. You admire that person because they are so brave. That is your bravery being reflected back to you. You love that person, admire that person for their intellect. That is God's intellect. It is in you just as much as it is in them. So here's your card. And your card reads, I have come here to be whatever those 5 qualities are. They're qualities of you. This is who I am. So now what I would like you to do is stand up, turn to someone, and ask them. We're going to take turns. You ask them, who have you come here to be? And they're going to read off their card. I have come here to be all those 5 qualities. And they're going to finish by saying, this is who I am. And then they will ask you, who have you come here to be? And then you read your card to them. And then when you finish, find someone else and do it again. Come on. No, I didn't. It's all right. Yeah, yeah.
Make it up on the fly.
Who have you come here to be?
Does what she believes in, stands for others, goes forward in life, holds the truth,
It's about the
and a good listener. This is who I am.
I absolutely support that. I didn't do it. I'll have to do it later. So have you told more than one person? Okay, good. Okay, about 30 seconds. Yay. Okay, so how did that feel? Powerful? What else? Encouraged. Okay, how else? How did that make you feel? Empowered. Okay. Is anybody brave enough to stand up and tell me who they have come here to be? Rosedale, who have you come here to be? Say the whole thing.
I have come here to be a mystic, listen to my spirit, caring, faithful, and a good listener of people. That's who I am.
Bring your card with you wherever you go. Make copies of your card and put it up at work, at home, in your car. This is who you have come here to be. And you will know when you're not on your card. You will know when you've begun to be in fear, when you've begun to be in doubt, when you have fallen into the illusion of separation, because you won't be acting on your card. You'll be acting out of something else other than that. You'll be acting out of fear. We did this exercise once at one of the religious science conventions, and there was a whole big long line of people, and we were getting food. You know, food brings out the best in all of us. And somebody was complaining about the food was slow, and it was too cold, and it was blah, blah, blah. And somebody turned to them and said, "Are you on your card?" And they went, "Oh no." And they looked at the card and they were like, "I'm come here to be loving and joyous and happy." And no, I'm not on my card. Okay, it's a reminder. Are you on your card? So that's step 2. We've forgiven. Step 1, right? Step 2, we have discovered who we are. We've discovered who we have come here to be. Be that. Be that. So when we know who we are, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Ernest Holmes said this. He said, "We can rise from the confusion even of our environment of the past. Then shall the river of life resume its normal flow, carrying with it the galaxies of happiness and joy and peace. Then shall God itself go forth anew into its creation. And all we have to ask ourselves is, do I hurt anything or anybody in the way I use the law? Yes, then it's the wrong way. No, then let it flow. Let's expect the unexpected. Let's believe beyond our belief. Let's expect more than we expect, and somehow or other throw ourselves with complete abandonment into that thing which never denies us the right to live, to be happy, to be whole, to harm nothing. That's who we are. That's the truth of us. That is who you have come here to be. Be that. Thank you.